tips and tricks along the way. In just a moment here, I'll be sharing my screen on the middle screen behind me. Carla will be sharing the slide deck to the right and to the left. As you probably already know, you can zoom in on any of the various screens by clicking on the zoom feature at the top of your computer screen. So you'll notice everybody has access to that screen zoom function. You can zoom in specifically on the left web screen. You can zoom in on the middle web screen, the right web screen. You can also zoom in on the floor viewpoint, which kind of gives a nice bird's eye view of the dance floor when your guests are here and enjoying the reception. And then you can zoom in specifically on the stage as well. So you've got a couple of different viewpoints that everybody on your virtual wedding will be able to have access to. So no matter where they are in the room, they can all essentially have the same view of the stage or of the screens. Don't worry if you don't catch everything, Tracy. I'll make sure that we share the training with you after the class.
Thank you.
So if you want to bookmark this and keep it as a reference, you can email it out to some of those that couldn't be here today. As we mentioned earlier, Tina will be recording this class as well. So you'll have a recording of that you can forward out to your friends and family as well. So anybody that couldn't make it today can see what they missed. We'll make sure that we have a Q&A session after the class. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them then. Let's go ahead and get started. Today we're going to be talking about the main menu, communication tools, the gears menu. As I mentioned, I'll be sharing some tips and tricks, and then we'll touch briefly on hardware, software, and internet. So let's go ahead and start in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. That's called the main menu. And Tracy and Barbara, I know you're both EXP agents. You might be more familiar with the platform than others that are not. So please feel free to speed me along if I'm going over items that you already know, or slow me down for those that might be newer to Virbela. I want to make sure that we go at your pace, not at my pace.
And you know, Nate and Father O'Leary are also both EXP agents. So I think everybody here kind of knows the lay of the land, right?
Yes.
Well, then there might not be a whole lot of purpose then to having the training. The training, I think, was mainly designed more for your attendees and friends and family that might be attending the virtual wedding that had never been inside Virbela before. You know, how to mute and unmute their microphone, how to use the chat boxes, how to, you know, make sure they check their audio and microphone settings in the gears tab. So if that's not something that those of you in this room right now need, maybe we can skip that and do it at a later time. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that probably makes sense.
Or if you'd like, we can kind of run through that training script for the recording purposes.
Let's go ahead and do it that way. We have a recording of it. That would be great.
Okay, as long as you're okay with that. I don't want you to feel like you're wasting your time sitting through a presentation that you already know all the answers to.
Yeah, and if you guys want to pop out, if you feel comfortable, great. But I would love to just kind of learn it so that if I'm helping somebody one-on-one, I know everything that needs to go on.
Sure, absolutely. I'll go ahead and kind of run through the getting started training script that we have here. If you feel like it's not necessary for you and you want to pop out, feel free to do so. And if you want to stay in the class and maybe learn something that you didn't know before, then feel free to hang around. So the first thing that I want to point out about the main menu, which is the menu in your upper left-hand corner, is several different ways that you can organize this user's list. So you'll notice when I click on that main menu, I have the ability to hide or unhide that main menu. This is particularly helpful if you're going to be taking a screenshot or a selfie that you want to post on social media. Maybe you don't want to have everybody's names published on social media, so you can hide or unhide that list. You can also sort by name, which sorts the list alphabetically. You can sort the list by who's talking. You'll notice that since I'm the only one talking, when I sort by who's talking, my name goes to the top of the list and is highlighted in yellow. You can also sort by raised hand. So I'm going to ask Carla to raise her hand. You'll notice when I sort by raised hand, when she raises her hand, her name rises to the top of the list and is highlighted in green. That might let me know that she has a question, or if I was an Verbella event support staff person, that might let me know that she has an issue, and then I can reach out to Carla and assist her. The next item I want to point out is if you look in that upper left-hand corner, it'll tell you how many users are in World. So right now you can see there's a total of 9 users in World. That's the total number of people that are on your private event campus right now. Right below that, you'll notice it says 8 users in the wedding chapel in the cloud. So that means there are 8 users in this room with us at this time. If at any time you want to send a private message to somebody that's in the same room as you, you would simply click on their name in that upper left-hand corner and select Send Private Chat. So I'm going to send a private chat message to Carla. I'm going to click on her name, click Send Private Chat, and I'm going to say hello. If you'd like to find somebody that's not in the same room as you, for instance, if you're looking for somebody that might be down on the campus or in one of the overflow chapels, you can click on this magnifying glass in the upper left-hand corner. That will let you know where all of the users are in the world. So I can see that Carol P is out on the campus. She's not in the wedding chapel with us. So if I wanted to find Carol, for instance, I can click on her name, send a private message to Carol that I'm on my way, which appears right there. I know that she's on the campus, so I can click on Go To, and then click on Campus. I'm not going to do that right now because that'll take me away from the wedding chapel. But if I click on Campus, that will take me to the campus. And then I can click on Carol's name and click Go To, and that will take my avatar directly to Carol. So to show you an example, if I click on Carla's name and click Go To, that'll take my avatar directly to Carla. Then I can have a conversation with anybody that I might have been looking for. Using the Go To menu, as I mentioned, you can use the Go To menu to teleport. You'd simply click on the Go To menu and then select the location from the list. You'll notice that the only venue that's in your Go To menu right now is the wedding chapel in the cloud. This room has a capacity of approximately 600 people. So Tracy, if we start to get close to that 600-person capacity, we have some overflow chapels set up. Wedding chapel in the cloud 2 through 5. They're all decorated exactly like this. So everybody that number 601 will simply be able to go to Wedding Chapel in the Cloud number 2 and have virtually the same experience. Same decorations, the live stream, all of that would still be the same. So all of you have already sort of completed your avatar, but I do want to mention just a couple of things about your avatar. Your profile, excuse me, is your Verbella business card. So to complete your avatar profile, you click on your name in the upper left-hand corner, click on Profile. That will open up a window in your internet browser where you can fill in your city, your state, your country. You can even put in your LinkedIn URL or your business email address or personal email address if it's more appropriate. You click on the edit button to make those changes. And then once you save those changes, the next time you log into Verbella, your profile will be updated with all of your current details. So any attendees can click on your name, click on your profile, perhaps see that you both work for EXP, for instance. They can use that as a conversation starter. It can also be a great networking tool. If there's anybody that you want to stay in touch with after the wedding, that's a great way to get their contact information as well. So I would recommend that all of you update your avatar profile as necessary.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can do with your profile menu, yes, was there a question?
No, I just said, yeah, I need to update mine.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that'd be great. So the other thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about your avatar profile is here at Verbella, you can be your best self every day. Obviously, you can customize your avatar. So you click on your name in the upper left-hand corner. Click on Change Avatar. I'm not going to do that right now because, again, that'll teleport me away to the dressing room. But after this training class or the next time you sign into Verbella, if you want to make some changes to the way your avatar looks or dresses, you can go to the dressing room. Use the toolbar located on the left-hand side of your screen to customize your features. Everything from hair color, eye color, skin tone, what you're wearing, accessories, glasses, no glasses, different things to wear. The guys can obviously put on a suit and tie. The girls can obviously put on a skirt and a top. Traci, we've already mentioned that they're going to have the white skirt available. So whoever is standing in as the bride can be wearing all white on the day of your wedding. So we're super excited about that.
Yay.
Once you're finished sort of customizing and dressing your avatar, you'd click the green icon in the lower right-hand side to save your settings and exit. Let's talk real quickly about, yes, sir.
When were those custom outfits going to be available in our closet?
So the white skirt specifically for the bride is currently in the QA process, Father. So I think that will probably be patched to this campus in the coming days. I don't have an exact ETA, but I have been guaranteed that it will be done by September 4th.
Okay. Did the best I could, just putting on a bunch of black clothes.
No, I think you look great. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of traditional ceremonial robes and garbs and things of that nature. So you'll probably have to make do with a dark suit. But I think you look great. So for the guys, if they want to dress in a suit and tie or dress in a tux, they can do that. There's a couple of different options: gray suit, black suits, and then some different tie options: bow ties, long ties. There's even a bolo tie in there if somebody wants to be a little funky. And then for the ladies, I'm not as well versed on what's in the closet for the ladies because I'm not one, but there are some skirts and some tops that they can kind of mix and match. I understand your wedding party is going to be dressed in purple, Traci. So as you found, there are some purple options in the closet as well. So if you want all of your stand-ins for your wedding party to be dressed all of the same, it would be really easy to sort of go to the closet and kind of find those options, and then share that with your wedding party so that everybody is dressed the same on the day of the event. The next items that I want to talk about are the set away, view avatar, and raise hand. So set away is the perfect function that you can use if you're going to be stepping away from your computer for a moment. If you want to make sure that everybody inside Virbela knows that you're not available at the moment, you go to your name in the upper left-hand corner, click set away. You'll notice when I did that, a clock appeared above my head that will indicate to everybody inside Virbela that you're not available. Keep in mind that that also mutes your microphone to avoid picking up any background noise. So once you come back to Virbela, just make sure to unmute your microphone so that you can continue to communicate with anybody at the event. The other thing that you can do that I talked about a little bit earlier is view your avatar. That's the perfect way to take a selfie or take a screenshot of your avatar inside Virbela. So you'd click your name in the upper left-hand corner, click View Avatar. You'll notice now my view of Virbela is my face, so I'm looking at myself. So if I wanted to take a selfie of myself, I would simply click View Avatar. I could take a screenshot of myself. Maybe I want to take a screenshot of myself waving. And then I can save that picture, post it to social media, and let everybody know about all the fun I'm having at the Dave and Traci wedding. To return to normal viewpoint, you simply click on your name again and select normal camera. Now my view returns to the normal camera mode. We talked a little bit about raise hand earlier, but to let you know where that would be found, you'd click your name in the upper left-hand corner and click raise hand. You'll notice a hand icon appears above my head, and my name is lit up in green. That would let anybody in the room know that maybe I had a question. Let's talk a little bit about avatar animations. I know that Traci already found some of the dance commands, but there are some other avatar animations that you and your guests can take advantage of. So if you click your name in the upper left-hand corner, you'll notice you can cheer, you can clap, you can dance, you can wave. So there's a lot of different avatar animations that you can take advantage of. You can also use those the function keys for the different gestures. So for instance, F1 is kind of the shortcut wave. If you type /help, H-E-L-P, in the chat box, you'll notice that brings up a laundry list of additional commands that your avatar is capable of. Everything from basketball shoots, different dance commands, you can laugh. There's a lot of different things that you can play with in there. If you want to copy these commands and take them with you.
Hey, Ryan, quick
Yes, ma'am.
question. So what do I click to get those, where do I type in help? I didn't even know you could do that. Where is that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to your public chat tab in the bottom left-hand corner, Tracy, type in /help, HELP. Yeah, Tina just typed it in, but just type it in without the quotation marks. And you'll notice all of those commands will come up, and then you can kind of scroll through those and play with those a little bit. All of those avatar animations and commands would start with /, and you would enter them into the chat box to activate them. So one of our personal favorites here on the Verbella events team is /flip, LIP.
Woo!
There you go, Tracy. You can do a little backflip. I bet you didn't know that.
So cool. Look at me flip. So
Next time you're in the EXP world, you'll have to show that off.
no kidding.
So if you want to copy these commands, for instance, if you wanted to save these commands and paste them to a Google document or a Word document, you can do that. Just hover your mouse inside the public chat box, right-click. It will copy that to your transcript, and then you can paste that into a Google Doc or a Word document. You can take those commands with you for later use.
That's awesome.
I know, isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Any questions? Any questions about any of that? The main menu, avatar commands, customizing your avatar, anything along those lines? Any questions? Perfect. Let's move on to communication tools. Oh, there you go. Carla has shared the dance commands in the chat as well. So if you click on that dance commands, that will bring up the dance commands icon, or not icon, but dance commands document on your computer. That's got some additional dance commands. There's some additional dances that you and your guests can take advantage of. Let's talk a little bit about communication tools. These are really important when you're inside Verbella. They're in your lower left-hand corner of your screen, and that's where you'll handle most of the communication that you'll be doing inside Verbella. So obviously, you're going to see a little bubble to turn your microphone on and off. To enable your microphone, you'd click on the microphone icon. The icon turns green. It reads mic is on. That will give you the ability to speak with other users inside Verbella. If you want to mute your microphone, you'd simply click the icon again. You'll notice that turns my microphone icon red and says mic is off. A secondary option for using the microphone is the push to talk function. So you would simply mute your microphone and then turn on or off your microphone by holding down the number 1 key on your keyboard. That sort of allows your microphone to work like a walkie-talkie. You press and hold down the number 1 key to enable your microphone, and then release the number 1 key to disable your microphone. That's really important if maybe you're not wearing a headset and there might be some feedback coming through your microphone or some background noise coming through your microphone. In order to minimize that, you can keep your microphone muted and then use that number 1 key to take advantage of the walkie-talkie function whenever you need to speak. Directly to the right of the microphone icon is the text box. Once that field is selected, you can begin typing a message. You can see that I have several text boxes indicated by tabs in the lower left-hand corner. Anything that I type into this public chat box is viewable by anybody in the room. If I wanted to let everybody know that I'm logging in from Dallas, Texas today, I can do that. Anything that's typed into a private chat volume would only be able to be seen by those that are in the same private chat volumes. So you'll notice as you walk around campus, there's areas with blue circles and blue dotted lines. There's some around the edges of this room, tables that have blue circles and blue dotted lines. Those indicate private volume areas. When you're outside of a private volume on campus, just like in real life, if you're close to other people, you'll be able to hear them. If you move further away, the voices will get softer and softer until finally you won't be able to hear them at all. Anything that is said in a private volume can only be heard by those that are inside a private volume and vice versa. Anything that's typed into a private chat tab can only be read by those that are in the same private chat tab. So if you want to have a private conversation with somebody, simply step into one of those areas and have your private conversation. One tip that I do want to point out, there's a couple of ways that you can tell you're in a private chat volume. You'll notice in the lower right-hand side, the wording will appear, "You are in a private room." Additionally, the private volume chat tab will be enabled as well. Keep in mind that chat boxes do reset after you teleport or leave a room or scene to protect your privacy. So if you want to take any of that text with you, you'll need to right-click inside the black area, copy it to your clipboard, and then paste it into a Google or Word doc. To the right of the text box, you'll notice that smiley face icon. You can use emojis for your text messages. So if I wanted to send everybody a smiley face, I can do that. That will allow me to include emojis. So you can put up the thumbs up sign, the OK sign, the peace sign. Tina likes the heart sign. The right of the smiley face emoji is an upload option. You'll notice it's a little blue square with an arrow pointing up. That will allow me to browse my computer for a file to upload. So you'll notice when I click on that button, that brings up a screen inside my computer that will allow me to upload an image, a document. I'm going to have Carla upload the Presentation Tools for Success PDF to demonstrate. She's going to use that upload file button and then actually upload that document directly to the public chat. Then anybody that's inside this room can click on that document, open it up in their browser, bookmark it, keep it for reference, take it with them, anything they'd like to do. Any questions about any of those communication tools, the microphone, the chat tabs, anything along those lines?
No, but that's incredible. Oh my gosh, I've learned more than I've learned in 6 years. This is spectacular.
That's awesome. I'm so glad. Thanks, Tracy. Let's talk a little bit about your Gears menu. So you've got a Gears icon in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. We're going to click on that gear icon and select audio settings. This is one of the most important things to do inside of Virbela. I think everybody here right now is not having any issues, but if somebody is having issues with their audio or microphone settings, this is where they'll need to go. So if I click on audio settings, you'll notice that brings up my audio output options. I'll want to make sure that my preferred microphone is selected. This is particularly important on a Mac. Below the microphone selection, you'll notice that I have microphone activation sensitivity. I can raise or lower my sensitivity here. So if I'm wearing a headset, but feedback is still coming through my microphone, I may want to lower my sensitivity. If only every other word I'm saying is coming through, or if I'm not able to hear others inside the world, I may need to raise the sensitivity of my microphone. Below the sensitivity settings, you'll see either Windows sound settings or Mac sound settings, depending on what type of computer you're using. On a PC, you'll want to make sure that a default has been selected in your playback and recording tab. If you have a second monitor, make sure that it's disabled as a speaker. On a Mac, you'll simply want to select an input and an output. One tip that I like to mention here, if you were previously able to hear and speak, but you teleported into a room and now you no longer can, click on the Gears icon in the upper right-hand corner and select Reinitialize Voice. That will reconnect your computer to the voice server and will a lot of times alleviate any audio or microphone issues that you might be having. Right above the Reinitialize Voice, you'll notice the Preferences menu. To access your Preferences menu, click on the gear icon at the top right-hand corner of your screen. Once that's open, you'll select Preferences from the drop-down menu. Here, I can adjust the environmental sounds. So these are the sounds of the birds or the ocean when you're down at the beach. If I want to turn those environmental sounds down, I can do so here at the top of my screen. You can also adjust the UI sounds. So the UI sounds are the clicks and the chat notifications. If I find those particularly distracting and I want to turn those noises down, I can do so there. Below that, there's a handful of options, different notifications that you can adjust. Simply check or uncheck these boxes in order to enable or disable these alert notifications. The top one is the Join Leave notification. That alerts you to somebody entering the room or scene that you're in. Right below that are the text chat notifications. Those notifications alert you to a private message or a new text message in the public chat box. In order to mute the environmental sounds in the private volume, I can check or uncheck that box there. That will mute the sounds of the birds or the ocean when I enter a private volume down on the beach. And then directional voice works very much like in real life. If you're wearing a headset, this setting allows the sound to shift between earphones, just as it would if you were talking to someone in the real world. So if they're standing to the left of your avatar, you'll hear them out of your left earphone. Any of those alert notifications you can enable or disable right there. Right below that, you'll notice the user interface options. So I have show my username and show the mini map. Showing my username allows me to hide my username from my viewpoint. So you'll notice I have mine unchecked. If I check it and click save and close, you'll notice now in my view of Verbella, I see my name and I see my title. I already know my name. I already know my title. I don't need to see those. So if I go to my preferences menu, I can uncheck that box, click save and close. And now I no longer see my name and title. That helps me to see a little bit better inside the world. The other option that you can do there is hide or unhide the mini map. So the mini map appears in the lower right-hand corner of your screen when you're out on the campus. That lets you know where you are on campus and where you are in relation to other users. You can either turn that on or off by checking or unchecking that box in your user interface options. Right below that are your graphics options. So there's a few things that you can do to improve your performance. If you notice that Verbella is running a little slowly for you, Verbella is a large software. It's best to experiment with one change at a time in order to see which has the best impact and preserve the graphical settings that you prefer over others. So the first thing we would ask you to do is close any non-essential programs. So depending on your computer specifications and your internet speed, running other programs while Verbella is running could drastically affect your computer's performance. You can change your graphics options to fastest. You'll notice I have mine set to fastest. That will increase Verbella's speed at the cost of smoothness of the models in the virtual space. But increasing that graphics options to fastest will make Verbella run a little bit more smoothly. I can also reduce my target frame rate. You'll notice my target frame rate is set to 30. If I wanted to reduce it to 10, for instance, that affects how many frames per second will be rendered by my computer. So reducing that from 30 to 10 will make characters move with much less fluidity, but Verbella as a whole will run much faster. Keep in mind that if you do lower that setting to 10, you'll want to raise it back up to 30 whenever you view a video or a live stream of a wedding, for instance. Then you can lower it back down to 10 after you view the video. I can also reduce my low draw distance. Clicking on that box right there will help me reduce the draw distance. So currently all of our computers are rendering this entire room. If low draw distance is turned on, it will only render what is immediately around you. So if you were down on campus in the welcome area, for instance, you might not see buildings in the distance until you approach them. The other thing you could do is avatar complexity. Right now, my avatar complexity is set to dynamic. If I set my avatar complexity to simple, click save and close, you'll notice now all of your little avatars have become cardboard cutouts or gingerbread cutouts, if you will. That'll make all of the characters inside Verbella, regardless of distance, turn into gingerbread cutouts. I don't want to see gingerbread cutouts. I like seeing your avatar faces. So I'm going to go back to preferences and click back to dynamic avatar complexity. But keep in mind that reducing that avatar complexity will reduce the strain on your computer. So right now, all of our computers are rendering all of the details on all of the avatars. As the number of avatars in a room increases, so does the strain on your computer to render all of those details. Turning your avatar complexity down to simple will help reduce some of that strain. Keep in mind that once the number of users inside a room, like the cloud, the wedding chapel in a cloud here, reaches 120 users, you will automatically be reduced to simple avatar complexity. The reason for that is just to cut down on the strain on your computer. It automatically happens. You don't need to be concerned about it. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with your computer. It automatically happens in order to reduce the strain on your computer. If you're on a computer that can handle it, like a gaming computer, you can change this in your preferences by selecting full avatar complexity. Just keep in mind that if your computer can't handle it, you might experience lagging and you might even crash. I'm going to click back to dynamic avatar complexity and then click save and close. Any questions about anything in the gears icon, preferences menu, audio or microphone settings? Let's talk a little bit about screen zoom and refreshing your screen. So there are two ways to zoom in on a screen. The first option I mentioned at the beginning of the class is to click on the screen zoom at the top of your screen. You have several different options there. I can zoom in on any one of the three screens. I can zoom in on the dance floor, or I can zoom in on the stage as a whole. The second option is to click on the magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner of any of these particular presentation screens. So for instance, if I want to zoom in on the right presentation screen, I would simply click on that magnifying glass and my view zooms in on that screen. To unzoom, simply click the magnifying glass again and I zoom back out. If you're having trouble seeing what is on the presentation screens, you can click the refresh icon in the upper right-hand corner of the presentation screen. It looks like two arrows going in a circle. So if I click on that refresh this screen option, that will simply refresh the screen to my computer. Let's talk a little bit about hardware, software, and internet. If you'd like to see how your computer is handling the Virbela platform, you can click on the signal bars to the right of the microphone icon in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Looks kind of like cell phone signal bars. That will let you know what your system metrics are. For internet, Wi-Fi is acceptable, but wired Ethernet with high-speed internet is always optimal. Connecting via a mobile hotspot is just not recommended. If your computer only meets the minimum requirements, we recommend that you have Virbela be the only program running on your computer. And then please note that the Mojave operating system, phones, tablets, Chromebooks, and Linux are not currently supported. If your computer does meet the recommended requirements, you can have more than one application open on your computer while you're running Virbela. Users in this group will have the best overall experience of the platform. One important tip that I like to mention here is that computers are not made to run endlessly. Periodically, they do need to be restarted or shut down so that they can update. Any questions about any of that? Hardware, software, internet? Any questions about the presentation boards, how to zoom or refresh?
No,
Awesome.
This is awesome.
Let's talk a little bit about event support. So during your pre-event and your main event, Tracy, and anybody in your wedding party, you'll have event support staff on your campus to assist. They'll be able to handle any sort of technical assistance as well. You can direct your guests to reach out to any of the event support staff that'll be on your campus for assistance and technical support. There's three different ways to reach out to the event support staff. So the first way is just simply to walk up to them. I know that Carla is my event support staff member here in the room. So I'm gonna walk up to Carla and say, hey, Carla, can you help me out? I'm having trouble hearing.
Yes, Ryan, how can I help?
You can also message any of your event support staff privately. But like I showed you earlier, if you want to send a private message to anybody that's inside the room or outside on the campus, you'd simply click on their name to send a message. I'm going to send a message to Tina, so I'm going to click on her name in the upper left-hand corner and select send private chat, and then say, help me out, Tina. Now Tina can respond to me individually and help me out with any issue that I might be having. The other thing that you can do, especially while your guests are here inside the wedding chapel in the cloud, is type into the public chat box. So our event support staff is trained to monitor the public chat box for any questions or issues. So if any of your guests at any time are having any issues, have a question, can't see, can't hear, they can type into the private chat box. One of our event support staff members will make sure to reach out to them directly to assist them with any questions or issues that they might be having. If the event support staff is not able to assist for some reason, if needed, they can escalate the issue to the lead support staff. The lead support staff can additionally reach out to the operations team, myself, Tina, Carla, or they can reach out to the Virbela technical support departments if further assistance is needed. As you already know, you can reach all of us on the event operations team by emailing eventops@virbela.com. Carla, if you'll share that in the public chat box so everybody has it. That email inbox goes to all of us on the event operations team. That includes myself, Carla, Tina, Carmine, Gail as well. So all of us will have eyes on that inbox if you have any questions during off hours. If you or your guests are having any issues logging into the event campus or downloading the event campus, please have them reach out to our IT department directly. That email address is help@virbela.com, and that'll be a direct email link to the IT department that can better handle those complicated technical issues. We recommend on the day of the event, Barbara, this will be especially true for you since you'll kind of be the main point of contact inside the virtual wedding, that you have that private chat message box opened up with your lead event support staff or any event support staff person that would be helping out here inside the wedding chapel in the cloud. That way, if you have any questions, if you have any issues, you could reach out to them directly and have that direct line of communication.
Okay.
Any questions? I think we've kind of reached the end of the formal part of this this training class. So any questions that I can answer for you at this time?